Hello and welcome into Debate Center right here on ICTV. Today I'm joined by two sports fanatics and experts. First, we have Justin Mader, a television radio major with an interest in sports. Welcome, Justin. And debating him, Alex Lebowitz, the sports director of 92 WICB. So, television versus radio to see who really knows the most about sports. Gentlemen, let's get right into it. While the presidential election seems to be all anyone can talk about, here at Debate Center, we only care about sports. So I know it's early in the NBA season, but it's already looking like a two-team race for the championship. So Justin, I'll start with you. Cavaliers, Warriors, who do you think is going to win it all?
I mean, I think the Warriors have it. You got Steph Curry, who is back-to-back NBA MVP. You've got a new addition in Kevin Durant to an already very strong team. I haven't seen a team this strong since the Dream Team of the Olympics way back when. So I think this is happening in regular season basketball and going into playoffs. I think they have it. They have got a great team, nice, solid, compact team. They're going to be the champions.
And Alex, what about the Cavs?
I remember another Olympic team back in 2004, and they were by far the most talented team in that Olympics, and they did not come away with the gold. I think it's going to be the same thing this year. It's about matchups, and simply put, the Cavaliers match up well with the Warriors. They have LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, who's a year older, an MVP candidate, and in the post, it's no competition. The Cavaliers are going to come away with a championship this season.
I mean, that's it's a tough point to make because I think the Warriors have a tougher conference. They have to win the West, and I think
the Eastern Conference is much deeper than the Western Conference. They have to go through 10 teams that are all playoff contenders.
But I don't think there's quite the competition. I think it's much more heavy in the front. In the top three leaders in the West is a much tougher.
Then wouldn't that mean that the Cavaliers are going to be more rested come playoff time? If they don't have as tough a schedule, that means you have more room to rest a guy like LeBron James or Kyrie Irving.
But Alex, if I may interject here, now you mentioned that the Eastern Conference is going to be, a little not as top heavy as the West, but deeper. So the Cavs are going to be better rested. But don't you think that it's better for the Warriors that they're going to have this playoff experience against teams like the Clippers, teams like the Spurs? So once they get into the Cavs series in the finals, presumably, don't you think they'll be a little more ready for that championship caliber opponent?
I mean, we could have said the same thing last year, but it obviously wasn't the case. I think what it comes down to is which team is better come championship time, come NBA Finals time, and that's going to be the Cavaliers.
What you're forgetting, though, is that they have a new addition. They have Kevin Durant. They already have Clay, Steph, Draymond Green. They have all of these great players, and it's all of this combination. I don't think the Cavs have the depth and the amount of skill.
They absolutely have the depth because the two best players outside that big three, their best bench player, at least Harrison Barnes, at least he started a few games, but their two best players outside of their big three, Andrew Bogut and Harrison Barnes, are now gone because they signed Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant hasn't looked like he's been a great fit so far. Obviously, he's a former MVP winner. But you saw Game 1 against the Spurs. They got clobbered. And how do you know against the Cavaliers it won't be the same thing?
Well, the thing is that, the Heat back in 2009, when they got their guys together and they had the big three, they took half a season to get their act together. These guys have already at 5-1, so yeah, they did fall short in the first game, but they've already made improvements, made adjustments, and they're going much better, much stronger, and I think they're already on their way to a great season. Maybe not going quite as far as their record was last year, but I do think they still are going to have a great season, and just the teamwork and just the amount of skill on one organization is just unprecedented.
You also have to look at the fact that LeBron James, if he wins this finals, to me at least, he's the greatest player of all time. I think he knows the stakes, what the stakes are, and he's going to come in hungry. That's just the way it's going to be. Going up against Kevin Durant, who frankly I think is a little soft after that move. If you can't beat him, join him. That's his old saying. So I just look at the Cavaliers. They're full of competitors. You get into that NBA Finals, this is the rubber match. They're 1-1 against each other in the finals, and I'm going to pick the tougher team, and to me the tougher team is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I mean, I just think that we've seen the talent, and although LeBron is a very talented player, he's one player, but also you have got Steph Curry, back-to-back MVPs, and last night just broke an NBA record with 13 three-pointers in one game at home against the Pelicans.
And the game before that, he snapped the streak of hitting a three-pointer every game. He went 0 for 10 from beyond the arc 2 games ago. So you can point at that as well, and say, you can look at him and say he's a streaky player. Maybe he won't show up in the finals like he didn't really show up in the finals last season, which I think is probably going to happen, especially with Kyrie Irving covering him.
But you have to look at injuries. He had those injuries going into the end of last season in the playoffs. So those injuries are going to be a big difference. So if they can keep their players healthy, which I think with this depth, even if you have one injury, the depth in the roster is going to help keep it
Justin,
strong.
real quick, how can the Warriors shake off this slow start and get to the championship caliber? What do they need to do?
I think it comes down to, I mean, they've got Steve Kerr is a great coach. He's going to, make some adjustments, make the changes that he feels need to be made, and make the team come together, work better as a team, even though they've had some adjustments with their lineup and with some of their players throughout the season and the offseason.
And Alex, what do the Cavs need to do to get it done?
They need to stay healthy. They need LeBron James to rest when he can. So come playoff time, he's 31, 32 years old. He's getting to that point in his career where he's not going to be 100% every game, and really hasn't the past 4 or 5 years. It's taken a tear on him. He's been drafted in 2003, so they need to stay healthy and make sure they're healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely, Alex. Thank you. Guys, great debate, and it's going to be fun to see how this all shakes up. Thank you for being here, both of you. It got intense, but that's all the time we have. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll discuss the best young running backs in the NFL and who should win the MLB MVP. Stay with us.
You've been born, if you've been born, or if you conform, slap up a cop and snatch him out of his uniform.